So the other day I made a video with my engine shroud covering my engine, and even though the shroud looks nice and clean because I cleaned it, the rest of my engine looks really dirty, so we're going to clean it today. And we're going to use just a bottle of water or some lukewarm water in this pressure sprayer, applicator pad, degreaser, shine, and microfiber cloths. So the first thing I do is I set my sprayer, pump it, set it to spray a fine mist. Say hi, Wolfie. He likes to be out here while I'm working. So this is how fine the mist is. As you can tell, it takes a few seconds to even register that it's water instead of like when it was a stream a few seconds ago. So I'm going to start off by, of course, moving this out the way and just actually using these microfibers to kind of take off some of the dust from the engine. And then I will be putting down some degreaser. And the microfibers, I have like 20 of them, so I don't care how dirty they get. I'll just throw them in the washer. Doesn't look like much, but step one is pretty much done. We got all the dirt and dust kind of wiped off all the major parts, or the plastic parts at least. This intake manifold was a little bit harder because the material it's made of is sort of porous, so yeah, it kind of holds on to the dirt a little bit more. So now we're going to go on to step two, which is the degreaser all over the engine bay. Now read the instructions. I'm going to give it a light misting everywhere and then let it set for about 10 to 15 minutes, and we'll be back. So this is what it looks like. I just finished putting on the degreaser. Hey, Wolfie. And gonna let it set for 10 to 15 minutes, and then we're gonna come back with the little sprayer and rinse this down. All right, so the 10 minutes is up, and I am going to start rinsing the engine bay with my sprayer here. Cut out. And just to give a measure as to how much water I'm going to use, it's just above the 1 gallon mark. Let's see here. That's just above the 1 gallon mark there, and at around the 4 liter mark right there. And again, I was tinkering with the sprayer, and really fine spray. So here's something that I didn't realize or didn't think of at the time, but some of the water gets pulled up around certain areas of the engine, the intake manifold and stuff. So what I'm doing is I have my air compressor running over there so that I can just take my little nozzle and sort of blow out those spots of or those pockets of water. And then I'm going to run the engine for about 15-20 minutes to dry it off, and then I'll go through with the shine and the pad applicator and make everything nice and shiny. So I pulled her out and let the engine run for about 15 minutes to fully dry it off. And let's see, I put the shroud back on to kind of facilitate the drying process. So looks pretty good so far. Let's take this off and see what she's looking like. Not bad. Not bad at all. Haha. Yeah, and after thinking about it, I'm not going to use the polish on the intake manifold. Just going to throw a little bit on the intake, the inlet tube right here. I'm not worried about this silencer because I'm ultimately going to cut it off. Or actually, I'm going to get the, when I get my new hood with the TA intake, I'm going to replace this intake right here, so be good. Alright guys, have a good one, and if you have any questions, just let me know.